You can also click record. Did you click record in cloud?
Yeah.
Okay, so go back to our chat first.
Let me just, yeah, it's recording. Go back to our chat. Okay.
Okay, so basically we are the first day after the campaign has been AI'd and the rules has been set. And I asked several questions in the chat. And the first question is, why, basically just to reformulate, right? So why we set up the bid of 0.5 yesterday, and now campaign has higher bids. Particularly yesterday night, Everest has reported that is 0.68. And if you look into campaign now, which you can open, can you do it? The bids are even higher. I'm interested in ad sets tab.
Yeah.
Reda, you need to update your browser cache.
Oh, okay.
Command Shift R. Command Shift R. Always update your browser cache, because sometimes you might see previous results and you might get confused and start doing actions based on the previous results.
But even if I refresh it to say today, or because I switch between lifetime and today quite a lot, that will refresh it, right?
Not necessary.
Okay.
So what you are carrying is yesterday results, because today has started in Russia just 3 hours ago.
Okay.
So maybe you can choose yesterday. And you can see the results. I do not know why your browser doesn't show, but basically what you can see now is that yesterday your campaign has spent 368 rubles.
Okay.
At 26 Russian ruble cents for per engagement.
Right. Let me just do something quick. Let me just check. Why is it not loading? That's
Maybe
weird.
your internet is not good.
It has been okay till now. Let me just refresh.
You can try to click update now as well.
I've never seen it like this before. It's so weird. Okay.
Which browser do you use?
Chrome.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So you're saying
This is not sufficient information for us. We need to solve the issue. So can you try to Command Shift R again?
still the same.
Can you unselect your ad sets? Can you go to campaign tab?
It's the same, yeah.
Can you go into columns custom, the choose of the columns? Can you change the columns? Let's say whatever performance default one, the first one. And try to update it again. Okay, can you open another browser window and copy this URL? that you're having now. Not the tab, but a window. Copy the URL. Window, not the tab. Close this browser.
What's this one?
Can you switch to your phone internet?
Yes.
Can you switch to another ad account?
Be connected.
Okay, it's reconnected.
Okay. Oh, right. Yeah.
So I was right. It's your internet issue.
Okay.
Yeah. So second lesson: never work with Facebook in case if you see some inconsistency. You might read the wrong data, and that will be a reason of wrong actions.
Okay.
So you can see for yesterday, you have spent 368 rubles at 0.26 rubles per person engagement.
Yeah.
Can you set up now today and see how much you spent today? Today you spent 700 rubles. And now in Russia is 4 a.m. Consider your daily budget. Is it too fast, too slow? Is it good, bad? What are the results according to your KPIs?
It's too high because it was about 1,000, about 2,000. So we spent almost half, or let's say 80% of, no, sorry, almost half of our budget.
You spend almost half of your budget. So means your campaign is delivering too fast or too slow?
Too fast.
Too fast. Okay, good. So this is a judgment you need to make. You wake
Sorry,
up.
I didn't see, I didn't refresh my page. I think that's why. Because when I when I woke up, it was all zero except for the 0.04 amount spent.
So now you go to ad sets and look at your bids. Can you see the bids?
Oh yeah, okay.
So question, why these bids are not 0.5? Why they are different? Because we
0.
set up yesterday 0.5, right?
Yeah, 0.5 was the minimum, right? So it has to spend more than 0.5. So it's spending
So
between 0.5. It's supposed to spend at least 0.5.
okay.
And
So
the
it's supposed to
highest,
spend at least 0.5, but who changed the bids? Is it you change or average change or I change?
no one changed.
Or why they are different?
Facebook is spending to the recommended up to 4.2 maximum bid cap.
Who changed the bids? Facebook?
We didn't change. Well, we didn't change manually. So I am assuming that based on the rules that we set up, Facebook is spending at that big cap that we set up. But
The rules change or Facebook algorithm change
Facebook algorithm,
or rules or Everest or me.
I didn't change.
Facebook.
Sorry again.
Is it Facebook rules change or Facebook itself change?
Facebook itself.
No, it's wrong. So it's not Facebook itself. Facebook doesn't change bits by itself.
Okay.
If you are running campaign in a bit cap,
Right. Okay.
so what else can change the rules? Can change the bit?
Someone else changed,
No, it's not.
which yeah, we
Why
know
do we
that's
need to set
not
up rules? These rules are for what?
to control the spending so that we don't have to keep tracking the bid cap um, as often
Control spending by what?
by the speed
Spending, changing speed by doing what?
by the bid cap. So controlling the bid cap speed or bid cap rate.
So rules are controlling bit cap,
All right.
correct or not?
Yes.
How they control it? They change it or they control in some other way?
So they set the rule such that so we have the minimum bid cap on our rule. So it's on Facebook it's supposed to spend at least that amount,
No,
but
that's also
sorry,
wrong.
sorry,
This is also wrong.
wrong.
Yes, minimum bit cap doesn't tell you you're supposed to spend at least this amount. It's nothing related to amount. It just tells Facebook that this is a bit that is minimum and you can't go lower than that. If you participate in auction and
Yeah.
you are bidding for, let's say, post engagement, your minimum bid should be 0.5. You cannot go lower than that.
Okay. Yes, I shouldn't say spend. Yes, minimum bid.
So look, with me, you must be very precise in words. You say wrong word, I'll understand you wrongly because each word has its own meaning. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not because I'm a bad guy, but this is because only in case you have exactly the same lexicon, we're able to understand each other very well and move.
Okay.
Otherwise, you have a lot of miscommunication. I say you one thing, then you understand another thing, and then eventually we
All
just
right.
end up talking
Okay.
about different things, right? So,
Yes.
minimum bid cap
Yeah.
set up the minimum bid that Facebook can use in auction to win, let's say, engagement, right? Like in your case. And this minimum bid is 0.5. So we set up minimum bid cap to 0.5 and we ask the campaign uh, to to deliver. I did that 0.5 yesterday, but then we wake up in the morning and we can see our bids are so different, and we already know that this bids has not been changed by Facebook itself because Facebook doesn't change manual bids. That's why they're called manual. Yeah, but we also know that Everest didn't change the bids or anybody else in the team changed the bids. So what is the mechanism that have changed the bids?
Mm-hmm.
What has modified the bids for each of the ad sets?
The spending. The campaign when the campaign spends. Um,
Okay,
it,
Reda, answer is very simple. It's a rule that has changed the bids. The rule we set up has changed the bids. We are setting up rules
yeah.
to, as you say, control the bids. So it controls the bid by changing them according to the current situation. So it's the rules who have changed the bids. That's why bids are different this morning. They're different from yesterday.
Okay, but okay, when you say that, um, we didn't change anything in rules, right?
No,
But okay, so based on the whatever that we said yesterday, um, it's changing what's performing here.
correct.
Okay, yeah, okay, good. I understand you.
Yeah. And last time when the campaigns were optimized manually, this morning, if you wake up, your all bits will be 0.5 still. But with the rules that can do our job automatically when we are sleeping, the bit has been changed now, and you can see that campaign now delivered 700 rubles already today over 5 hours at 0.33 cost per engagement.
Okay. So the difference is, yeah.
Yeah, so the difference, okay, tell me what is the difference.
Now I was gonna say a difference when we use rules is that these values will be mixed. Whereas if you change it manually, you'll see one figure like standard.
You still can change bits manually in different values. Particularly Bernadette, she is advanced, so she is doing manually and then she put different values in the bits.
Okay.
No, this is just something that we see often.
Okay.
You can change bits manually for every ad set. You can put different ones. There's no problem at all.
Okay.
You can also change bits automatically, and then it will be changing different values for every ad set. Uh, the point of automation is that you don't need to have human always looking at it. You have some rules that can drive reasonable performance for you automatically. This is the point. So if you open the rules tab, you see rules. You say manage rules. You can see that the rule that increased a bit by 5% has modified uh, 25 ad sets.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rule that has decreased, that results are too expensive, didn't modify anything. The rule that turns off campaign didn't modify anything. The rule that decreased by 10%, a little bit, also didn't modify anything. But the rules that increased by 10% modified 13 ad sets. So basically, what can you see from here? You have two rules: the 5% rules, the second on the list, and the last one, in 10% rule. And it says one modified 25 ad sets, and another one have modified 13 ad sets. So what you can tell from this?
Okay. Our rule of the minimum bid cap rule.
Rather, forget about minimum bid cap. It's stuck inside your brain and forbids you thinking. Yeah.
And
Minimum bid cap is just a minimum bid that you can use. It's not even a rule. It's just a setting. So we have two rules. One is increased by 5%. Another one is increased by 10%. Question: what these rules did and what you can see from this picture in front of you, general, what kind of conclusion you can make.
Okay, so does this mean that these ad sets are now expensive? Because they had their, no, I have to check manually. Increase the ad set.
If you don't know, you just can ask. Try not to guess.
Wait, let me...
And read the word increase. Think in this situation, we increase the bid.
Okay, so here it says if CPR is smaller than 1.26, it increases, right? So it means our CPR was lower than this 1.26. So naturally, it followed the rule or the setting to increase these 13-bit sets by 10%.
Okay.
And the same here, conversely. So the rule was if impressions is smaller than 10, that means this 25, oh, sorry. That means our impressions was lower than 10. So it increased bit cap for this 25 ad sets by 5%.
What does it mean when you say impressions are smaller than 10?
Impressions would be considered also a result. So if I go back to campaign, let's say if
What
I
if
go back, sorry.
impressions are considered as a result? Sorry, don't understand.
Okay, as impressions also be a metric that I can look at. So if I were to go back to the campaign level, and if I see the number of impressions delivered was or achieved was lower than 10.
You are describing what is happening. My question is, what does it mean that the number of impressions today is lower than 10 for ad set? You have ad set, and the number of impression for that ad set is lower than 10 today. What does that mean?
Means it's not delivering.
Correct. Therefore, what the whole rule means?
It means right, okay. So it means that these ad sets were not delivering, hence it had increased the bid cap for that to allow it to achieve some performance.
Which performance? Till which moment this rule will be increasing ad set by 5%?
Until the impressions reached at least 10.
In total, or today, or this hour?
Today.
Correct. So now you have one rule that increases the bid for the ad set by 5% until that ad set reached 10 impressions today. And then another rule increasing by 10% because the cost per result of this ad set is less than 1.26, correct?
Correct.
Is it correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, now answer my question again. Why yesterday we have set the bid to 0.5 and now the bids are so different and they're all higher than 0.5?
Right, okay. Because minimum split by 5%. Because that means yesterday we didn't achieve any impressions or lower than 10 impressions. So it increased the bid cap.
This is a wrong statement.
Oh.
You missed one important detail.
Smaller.
You should say yesterday in 25 ad sets.
Oh.
We did not reach 10 impressions. And that's why this rule was increasing bid by 5%.
Okay. Not for all, yes.
Yeah? If you say yesterday we didn't reach 10 impressions, then your cost per yesterday, your amount spent yesterday will be 0. Means your whole campaign didn't achieve.
Right, okay.
But in fact, in your campaign, there are ad sets that actually achieved, and there are ad sets that didn't. And therefore, you are getting this situation.
I see. Okay, yeah. I wouldn't have thought that. Okay.
And then, what is the second part of your answer?
Likewise, so we had 13 ad sets which did not achieve minimum CPR of 1.26. Therefore, this 13 ad sets had their bid caps increased by 10%.
And therefore, we have different bids. Therefore, they are higher than 0.5, correct?
Correct.
So
yeah, correct.
the answer I expect to hear from you guys is, Alex, because we set up the rules. And out of those, whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rules, 2 rules were increasing the bid. One was increasing the bid by 5% because many of the ad sets have been not reaching 10 impressions on that day. And that's why the rule was trying to speed it up. And then there's another rule that was evaluating the cost per result. And since the cost per result for 13 ad sets has been lower than 1.26, also the 10% rule was increasing the bid. That's why this morning we can see so much higher bids and different. It is because of rules, particularly these 2 rules that increasing the bid. Okay?
Okay.
So this is understanding you need to have. You need to understand that yesterday there was one bid, then the rules were working, they were changing the bid, and then but 2 particular rules were changing the bid in such a way that now the bid caps as they are. So now I want to make some disclaimer. It's not 13 ad sets were changed and not 25 ad sets were changed, okay? Is many more ad sets has been changed actually. If you click into, okay, let me, wait. No, wait. You need to click on 25 ad sets. Can you click on 25 ad sets, this one? This is a whole list of the changes has been made. If you click on hide rule results with no changes, on the right,
On the right. Sorry, where?
Hide rule results with no change.
Okay.
So this is the list of things that has been happened. It was 12:37 p.m., 1:38, 2:37, 3:37, 4:37, 5:37, 6:37, 7:37, 8:37. And you see it's 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 39, 33, 31, 27, 25. Ad sets has been changed. So if you sum up all of this, you'll have maybe more than 500 changes in total already happened during this night by the rule of 5%.
Right. Okay.
Not just 25. Just 25 has happened. It was the last change that has happened around 11:37 p.m., right?
Right.
So the rule was looking for the right bit whole night for you till it became 12 a.m. in Russia, because after 12 a.m. this rule stopped working.
I see.
Because we don't want to do this change at night. So now I'm going to have a test of your understanding.
Okay.
Tell me why it was 40, 40, 40, 40, 40 changes first, then become 39, 33, 31, 27, 25. Why the number has decreased?
Right. It's trying to find the what do you call it, that sweet spot. So it's
This equal to say nothing. What is it's trying to find a sweet spot? You're not selling AI to me now, right? You are trying to tell me exactly what has happened. Yeah. So we had 40, 40, 40, 40, 40. So it means at 40 ad sets, all your ad sets were seeing the change of 5% bid increase. But then at 7:37 and 8:37, this number start decreasing. Every hour it increases 5% bid to a smaller number of ad sets, into 33, then to only 31, to only 27, then to only 25. Question, why it's changing less ad sets since what time? 6:37 p.m. that time zone.
that's the
40 is the total
that,
number, right? We totally have 40 ad sets, right? So it was always changing all, keep increasing all of them by 5%, all of them by 5%. But then from certain moment, it started doing less.
right.
Question, why?
Meaning the remaining ad sets Okay, how do I explain this? So more ad sets were performing at least 10 impressions.
Can you reformulate? It's the right direction, but what you're saying sounds a bit weird to me. Let's say we are looking at the last change, right? 25 ad sets changed. What happened with another 15?
With the next 15? With
Another 15. Another 15. In total, we have 40. 25 has been changed. What happened with another 15?
The other 15 didn't, has not achieved the minimum.
Think.
Sorry?
Let us think. 25 ad sets have increased it bit by 5% because their impressions for that day was less than 10. Then what has happened with other 15?
Okay, the other 15 have the other 15 ad sets had not
Think.
achieved. Okay. Had so the bid the bid cap for the 15 for the other 15 ad sets had increased by 5%.
Did it? I saw 25 ad sets has increased it bid cap by 5%. And my question why for other 15 it didn't.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so the other 15 ad sets
Did not
increase by 5% because they have delivered impressions of at least 10.
That's the right answer. Yeah? Brother, do you understand why?
Do I understand why it didn't?
No, do you understand why this is the right answer? And the previous one we were trying to say was the wrong answer? You were trying to say not. Yeah?
Okay.
But the right answer is because another 15 already reached 10 impressions on that day.
Right.
And therefore, they do not need to increase the bid by 5% anymore. But for 25 ad sets that haven't reached 10 impressions that day, they still need to increase because they still haven't reached. That should be your answer.
Okay, I need to, yeah.
No, wait. Do you 120% understand what I mean or not? If
No,
not,
I understand what you mean. It's just that I'm not used to phrasing my findings or my thoughts.
okay, so it's fine. As long as you understand is good enough. So I don't care how we phrase our thoughts as long as we understand each other. Just now you was answering my question and you say 3 times not. The other 15 are not, right? And then once you say not means already wrong answer because actually they have reached 10 impressions. Yeah, so that was I was asking. And again, let me know if I'm too harsh if speaking. I'm actually very happy to help. It's just I'm not sure whether you feel comfortable I talk to you in this way.
That's okay. Pressure is good.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's how I talk to my students in university. But they're students, so they're fine. I'm not sure about you. Okay. So now we go back to our campaigns. Just go back. And we need to make a decision. So we're going to reiterate again. So we have our campaign. Can go back to campaign. And our campaign today, yeah, I have this issue again. Okay. Try to reload it. Maybe Command Shift R again. you have some problems with Facebook, definitely. Doesn't matter. So your campaign has delivered, this is number 2, right? The one that's selected. So it has delivered how many post engagements so far?
Doesn't say. Oh, okay, wait, it's loading.
Okay, you can check it from here as well if you want. Doesn't matter. Okay, you can see. So how many post engagement it has delivered? You already missed it.
2238.
2238, correct. How much money it spent?
732.
How much money we supposed to spend per day?
1009 today.
How much time has spent since this day has started for this ad account? So, in other words, what time is it in this ad account time zone?
Now it's still early in the morning there, or is it? Yeah, still the night before.
Tell me time.
Now it's about 3 a.m. there.
No, it's not.
It's not? Is it about 2 a.m.? I'm checking the time now.
What's the difference between this ad account time zone and Singapore?
We are ahead.
We are ahead. How many hours?
I would assume by at least 6 hours.
We are 5 hours ahead. So now it's 4:32 in this ad account time zone.
2 a.m. Okay.
We only roughly spend about 5 hours of time, but you already spent almost half of the budget, correct?
All right.
Is it acceptable or not?
No.
Why this has happened?
Why it has spent so much?
Yes. Go into ad sets tab. Why it has spent so much?
Let me just check. This one was really high. 189. Oh, we have an expensive ad set here. I see.
Really, the answer is because bids are high. Okay. It spends so much because bids are higher than the bids are necessary for our optimal spending.
Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if it's expensive or not expensive. Expensive is a measurement of how much. We are talking about how fast. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So, like, if I'm asking you, how come you buy so much bread in a shop, and then you tell me because bread is expensive or because bread is cheap? Well, it kind of, yeah, if you say because it's cheap then I buy so much, it kind of makes sense in a normal life, but it's kind of two non-related things, right? How much you buy and how expensive it is. So it has spent so much because the bids are too high. Do you remember in the platform we set up our our initial target cost as what number? Can you go to the platform and check? Just open a tab and check.
$1.4 initial target cost.
Correct. And what is our current average results for today? Average cost per result.
It's about 0.3.
It's not about 0.3, it's 0.33, right? It's exactly that number, correct? So your platform sets the price it targets at way, 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 way higher than actual results you can achieve. And you're already spending too fast. So what should you do?
Yeah, right. We need to reduce the bid cap.
By changing what?
By changing here the maximum annual bidding cap.
Rather, it's not. Maximum manual bidding cap as well as minimum bidding cap is a possible maximum bid that you can achieve through the rules, or possible minimum bid that you can achieve through the rules. You might never reach minimum bidding cap and might never reach maximum bidding cap. Therefore, this is just a threshold for you, but not operational decision-making variables that the rules look at when they make decisions to increase the bid or to decrease the bid. Do you understand this?
Yeah.
You are on a highway. You are not allowed to drive less than 20, and you are not allowed to drive more than 110. And your average speed is maybe 70. If you change your maximum limit and minimum limit, would that affect your average speed? It wouldn't, right? It's just the rules of a highway. So same is here. Your maximum minimum bidding cap and minimum manual bidding cap are the rules that say, hey, this whole rule setting will not go lower than 0.5 in any ad set. And this whole rule setting will not go higher than 4.2 in any ad set. These values are important and we're going to change them. However, they are not the ones that define why you have spent
Switching back to
too much.
Sorry, you got cut off. Like 10 seconds.
Okay. What I want to say is that these two values are the thresholds that are important and we will change them, but they are not the ones defining why our campaign spent so much. So if you go back to your campaign tab quickly, you can see that your campaign, look at the bits. You can see that all of them are in between.
Yeah, didn't reach.
They never reach 4.2, they never reach 0.5. Yeah. So if you change that setting, it might potentially affect the future of how it behaves, but it will not change your speed now. Okay. Do you understand why?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So go back to the platform. So your initial target cost is set to 1.4, but you can see that your actual results now is 0.33.
Yeah.
Yeah? You can achieve a much lower results. So, and also what is very important, you are saying that you are spending too fast. So means you are in a very good situation. You already achieving a very good result, but you're spending too fast. So you can achieve even better results by changing parameters of the rule. And then also this will reduce your speed, which is good for you, correct?
Right.
So which parameter you need to change to let the rules make decisions whether increase or decrease the bid based on a lower number? Which parameter?
Okay, I would change the initial target cost and too expensive additive.
Yes. So what will be the numbers?
So based on 0.33, I would say can we do, if you're achieving at 0.33, maybe 10% higher than that?
Remember the Everest rule. what he said is that his initial target cost is equal to average, to average minus 20%. So if you average 0. Let's say 33, you can try to set up initial cost to 0.33 minus 20%.
So I have a question. Initially, when we set up, we based it on the client's average result.
Yeah.
And now, because we have already started performing, we can refer to ours.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. And this could be too low, but let's follow average rule and see what will be the result. What we don't want is that campaign completely stop delivering. What we want is campaign delivering just at the pace that we want. Yeah. So we can set up at 0.27. 0.27. And then our too expensive additive will be I can just 0.27 minus 0.33, 0.06. Okay, you can make too expensive additive to be just 0.1.
What was the percentage you used for the two?
So what was agreement with Everest is that too expensive additive plus initial target cost is equal to your average result now.
Oh, okay. So 0.23 minus 0.2.
So it's not exactly equal. It will be a bit higher, but I just don't want to put the 0.06 become too small number. The rules will be too hectic, in my opinion.
Okay.
So I put 0.1. You can put also 0.06, and it will be exactly how Everest have suggested. Okay, let's make it there exactly how Everest suggested. 0.06. Put it there. Correct. You remember that at 0.5 bit, AdSense were not really delivering. Do you remember that?
0.0, yeah.
So do we want to change minimum manual bidding cap, or it's actually fine?
The minimal, I can keep it, but I think the maximum, since we know that is too high, we can lower it down.
Correct. Good job. And what number would you put?
So I can refer back to the campaign to look at the highest achieving bid cap.
Okay.
So it's about 1.9, 1.89. Sorry, 1.9, 0.9. No, sorry, 1.9. So we could do, say, about 2 or just above 2.
Just set it up to 2 because your old bids already delivered too fast, but they still didn't reach. Okay, Reda, good job. Yeah. So the rest of parameters, turn off lifetime cost more than 2.1. You can also low down this rule probably to make it, I don't know, 1 or 0.5. You can see already for this campaign, yeah, 1 is good. But this rule most likely will not get activated based on your current performance. And the rest are correct.
This one I have to update, right? The turn off if daily spend more than, because we are at last days now.
This is a daily.
Yeah.
If daily spend more than, so what is your daily budget now?
About 1.9.
1.9, right?
Let me just quickly check. 1.944.
1.944. Then put that number there.
Okay.
Okay, Reda, good job. Safe.
So,
and we will reiterate in the chat after 12. Okay?
I'll keep watch.
So this recording will be available. You can watch it again and try to make sure that you really understand everything. But you did a good job. I can see in the end you start understanding it. So good.
It's just I thought, yeah, I learned new things about the under the manage rules part. I should be looking at what other stuff I could look at. So that was good.
So everything you are doing is not about it's exactly the number. Every time when you ask yourself why, answer should be because A, B, C, D, E. Everything that goes into direction of it does by itself, it tries to adjust. This is all sales bullshit, okay? You can use it in sales,
Okay.
but within the team, we must be 120% precise what exactly has happened.
Okay.
Okay.
Got
Good
it.
job. Bye-bye.
Sorry. Can I just quickly? How do I get the cloud recording here? I
I
tried
will explain you
yesterday.
later. I'm very late to bringing my daughter to kindergarten.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you need to log in Zoom and you need to click recordings. You will see there.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Bye bye.